If you need a sign to host a Galentine's with your friends, look no further than this recipe. This super simple, no-bake cheesecake is light and fluffy, sits on a Biscoff cookie crust, and is topped with a cherry pomegranate and chocolate ganache swirl. So, I mean, to me, it's the embodiment of romance, but there's enough to share, so think of it as like an elevated, updated, handing out Valentine's in your classroom sort of thing. The point I'm making is show your friends some love on Valentine's Day. Okay, let's get into the recipe. I started with the pomegranate cherry topping, making a very simplified pomegranate jam on the stove, and then mixing that in a 1-to-1 ratio with cherry jam I had on hand, but of course, store-bought works perfectly fine. Then I made the Biscoff crust, which is basically just a graham cracker crust, but with Biscoff cookies, and baked that off until it was deeply golden and fragrant. And then the last step before making the actual filling is making the ganache, which I don't know if you guys knew. I always used to think ganache was like some super fancy, complicated thing. It's literally just hot, heavy cream poured over chocolate until it melts. That's literally it. It just has a fancy name. The base of the filling is softened cream cheese, which I cannot stress this enough. In this recipe and pretty much every recipe, if it says softened, it actually means softened. Baby baking Rachel made that mistake one too many times. Okay, anyways, it's softened cream cheese with Greek yogurt, and then we fold in some whipped cream before smearing it all over our crust, putting on our topping, and letting it chill for a full 12 hours, which I know can be hard, but is really necessary to get a clean cut. And then I rearrange them for kind of a fun marbled Valentine's Day look.